Yo. Yo, how's it going? How's it going, folks? Late like an Amazon package. Amazon's been really good around my area. Even AliExpress has been good around my area. How have we all been, man? Been a while since I've streamed. Honestly, I didn't even think I'll make it today. But I figured last stream before Christmas, had to get it in there. What are we all doing? What are we playing? How's your week been? Are you getting ready for the Christmas rush? I think the music might be a bit loud. Okay, I fixed the music. So, everyone doing well? Better than me, I hope. Man, I'm almost over this cold, thankfully. It caught up on me yesterday again. I'm not muted. I can see my mic working. And the music isn't muted either. Don't try that on me, Taz. I'm on my A game today. I see everything. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not right. Okay, I guess I'm not on my A game because that's not fixed. Ugh. I'm gonna have to fix this, ain't I? No. There we go. Do that. The bottom seems to be clipped just fine. Interesting. Hopefully that should look better. No, it doesn't. I wonder why. I wonder what broke this time. There you go. Fixed. You're on Z game today? Yeah, I didn't notice that the canvas had broken ever so slightly. Okay, that should be good. That is great. Great. Okay, we're good. On the fly fix. That's what we like. That's what we like, folks. On the fly fixing. Take that. Take that. Ever so slightly jolt it this way. That's fine. Now that's fixed too. And to you, Telos, a Merry Christmas to you. Your internet's playing up again? No, we don't want that. That's bad. Internet shouldn't be playing up. I see Microsoft is urging people to make sure their Xboxes are set as their home console. I suspect they're predicting it's going to go down again during the holidays. Remember, if your Xbox isn't set as your home, your digital games will not run. So, what have we been up to this week? Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. You see, my brain is still not working. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? No, 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 no. No. Let's go with this one. And then switch to this one, because this is where I wanted to start. So apparently everyone's going crazy because Archon Leon has provided an update onto Marvel's Blade. Anyone here looking forward to Blade? Because apparently they have provided an update. And that update before Christmas is... it will be a special game. They're working hard. That is what everyone is writing about in media. Did they make it white? No. Honestly, I think we're slowly getting past that now, Raichi. I think we're getting past all the virtual signaling. It lasted for a few years, but we're slowly going past it now. With more and more companies just saying no to either unattractive characters or, you know, whatever it is. It's only a couple of them now that are still virtue signaling, and they're slowly going to find out when their games don't sell. Because at the end of the day, money talks. But yes, Blade's update is they're working very hard, and they will have an update soon. So it's an update of an update that's coming. And they said it's going to be a special game. So that's good news, right? Hey, Grey Fox. How's it going? I know Bags was looking forward to that piece of news so much. It's made his day. Did any one of you see my post that I made on social media? I put the picture of my Xbox Ally X and I said this triggers PlayStation fans and gets them scared. Man, that thread has had so many people saying, I ain't triggered, I ain't triggered. That's why you're posting, right? It's so easy. Hi Chaos, the former PlayStation owner is here. You let me down, man. I thought we were in this together. Now Bags is only going to come after me being a pony. Bro, Xbox Magnus, what segment will it be? It's going to be at the moment, we are assuming it's going to be a console PC hybrid. So if you've used the Xbox handhelds, it's going to be something similar to that. It still needs a lot of work though. Like when I got my Xbox Ally X, the setup wasn't simple. It wasn't easy. It should have been straightforward, and it wasn't. Had a lot of problems, and obviously they need to fix that. But once it's working, it's working. Now that I've got it set up, it's super easy to get around and do what you need to do. But they still need to streamline a few things. So at the moment, it's plated down as a console PC hybrid, because it's going to play your Series X games as well natively. As for the Steam machine, the Steam machine is coming out as basically a PC. It is a PC. It's basically your Steam Deck. It's a PC, right? That's going to land in the low end. Now they're saying it's 70% more powerful than all the PCs out there registered with Steam. Now that looks like a big number, but that just shows you how low spec PC gamers actually are, and the higher end gaming really is a minority. But it's a good spot if you want to dive into that. But just remember, there will be games that you just can't run on there, running on Steam OS, like for example Call of Duty, Genshin Impact, and other games like that. There's a website that you can go to that basically has a whole list of games that Easy Anti-Cheat has been patched to work or not to work, so it can't run all PC games. That's Steam OS's big negative. What 10 games on Steam? Ghosty, do not take it off the power. Make sure when you're updating everything and you're going through your Asus crate and update in the BIOS and everything, which you need to do not, under any circumstances, disconnect the power cord. It will give you a really horrible, scary screen that basically indicates that you need to plug the power port in, and when you do, it does nothing. It basically acts like it's bricked your machine, and you have to kind of force restart the machine, hard reset it in order to get it to kick off the update again. So just keep the power cable in at all times. Because mine was 100% battery and I took it off. It didn't tell me that I needed to keep it in. Unlike most things, if it's over 70% battery, you're good. But when I took it off and I clicked OK because I wanted to bring it here in front of my PC, that's when all problems started. Honestly, Grey Fox, I find I'm just gaming off like cloud gaming more nowadays on my TV than using the hardware. I don't get any blips or latency or anything. It just works. I ended up finishing Ninja Gaiden 4 on cloud gaming. Yeah, I took it off way before that. I saw it 100%. And I'll just click in next. It's a PC, man. I treated it like anything else. Anything above 70 and it should be fine. Then I got to a point, Ghosty, where I logged in and logged my Game Pass in and none of my games were showing. But it turns out I'm not 100% sure if what they told me to do fixed it or if it was just human error for that one. Because the filter is set to installed rather than owned. And I didn't notice that it was set to installed. And so that drove me a bit mental as well. It is not. It is on PlayStation. No, it's not on PlayStation Plus either. I think that's just lost to the annals of time. And that's mainly due to Microsoft, right? Because Microsoft has the legal rights to 13. They're still under contract for it, so Microsoft has to allow Square Enix to be able to port it. Yeah, I just recently bought an LG C5. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there was a website I found. It looked really dodgy, but they were advertising these little keychains. And they had like all sorts of games on there from all different platforms. So this is Final Fantasy X. You can open it. It is a keychain. But you've even got like a little disc in there. And the disc itself comes out as well. It's really cool. I think £13 for this was a bit much for this keychain, but I think I'm going to end up buying more. I don't know, they look really cool. Really cool little like souvenirs. Chaos, did you see GeForce Now worse 100? What do you mean worse? The 100 hours has been since January this year. Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Shadows, Witcher 3, Monster Hunter Wild, Civilization 6, and Beyond Earth, Dispatch, Devil May Cry 5. I've been looking at the 100x Resist for a while. I'm not really sure. Tropico 5 is not for me. Garden Life. Oh, that's not a bad list at all, dude. That's not a bad list at all. But yeah, so that's the Blade news. Man, yesterday in a Boom stream, I think if he carried on for another 15 minutes, I think I would have collapsed. I was so holding on to that. I don't know what got over me, but this cold is not going away, man. I'm guessing you guys can still hear the... My nasal waves are still blocked and my voice sounds all horrible. I'm the only one left in the house now that's actually ill. That's really good. By the way, for those that are looking for Resident Evil Remake Trilogy on Steam, they're going for £30 right now. The full remake set. 2, 3, and 4. But yeah, Byron, that issue of GeForce Now was pretty much from January the 1st this year. But what they did was, if you bought a subscription last year, then you had the old policy flowing through this year, and then it would come into effect in 2026. If you're a founder like myself, then none of the changes apply to you. You still have it. But honestly, you get 100 hours a month. That's a lot. $100 hours is a lot per month. Or is that for the whole year? I'm not sure if it's for the month or the whole year. Yes, per month. How many of you here play games? I don't know, that's equating to 25 hours a week. I heard it's really good, Brandon. I heard it's really good. I have heard it's really good. Can you try Diablo 4 on it, Chaos, and see how it works? I can. There's 3 games that I'm gonna check out on the LIX. People wanted God of War, Spider-Man, I don't know which one, so I'll go with, I guess I'll do both. And Diablo 4. But I bought Metal Gear 3 Remake, God of War Ragnarok, Fallout 3, Game of the Year, Fallout New Vegas Game of the Year, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, Skyrim Anniversary Edition, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. So when you're going to buy the Skyrim Anniversary Edition version 2? That's slated for release in about 6 months. Tomb Raider 4 to 6, Uncharted Legacy, that is good. Vampire Survivors, you'll have fun with that. DBZ Kakarot Daima, Chili will love you for that. In about 6 months then. Just gonna go close the balcony door because it's getting a bit cold. What's up, buddy? What up, my little bud? What up? Just sitting here chilling. What up, my little bud? What up? Yeah, boy. Yeah, I know you like that. Thank you, found the wrong phone. Toss my phone back. Nice and chilly in here. You know, I'm the only nutter in my area that walks around in shorts and t-shirt outside, and it is still, and I still feel too warm. Skyrim always gets an up. Skyrim and stuff will always get updates, man. What is the temperature? Like 3 degrees, 4 degrees, I assume. Let me see. Temp in. Right now it's 6 degrees. According to thing, that's 43 Fahrenheit. But it feels like 2 degrees. But it's 6 Fahrenheit. And I'm still too hot when I walk out in shorts and t-shirt. Yeah. 6 degrees, but it feels like 2 degrees. And it's still kind of thing. I know, right? I'm still kind of like, my wife looks at me and says like there's something mentally wrong with me. I don't believe there is. Brandon, it depends when the PlayStation version of the game is available. I'm pretty sure the update is ready right now on Xbox. They're just holding it back for the PlayStation release. I don't think it's going to do that well. I don't think it's going to set the world alight. And at this point, if Microsoft's next console is going to run PC games anyway, it really doesn't make any sense for them to do that. Right now, it'd just be a waste of money. What they would do instead is allow for it to work through cloud gaming. I mean, Blizzard has been working on controller support for quite some time. It's still not there yet, but they're getting there. For those of you that like free games, Bloostained Ritual of the Night is a Metroidvania style game. I don't know if it's going to show any gameplay. It is not. Okay. I thought it might show some gameplay. I didn't really see it. It's a good game. It's available on the Epic Game Store right now for free. if you're interested. Free is free. Free is good. Epic are also giving away a free game every day. So check it out, man. Let's see what you sent me. And this guy is consistent. Wait, what? No way! Guys. So this dude over here, right? This dude over here. Now, the basic ally is available in multiple stores, but the X is exclusive to Curry's and the Acer store itself. Now, scalpers can, of course, go and buy it and then put it on Amazon to sell. And as you can see, it's above the retail price. In fact, this is pretty much being imported from Mexico, right? And he's trying to tell me that Amazon are selling it for retail price. And then I went to try and call him a moron, and he deleted the post. Oh no, he blocked me. Oh, what a douchebag. Couldn't take the heat. Couldn't take the heat. Oh. It couldn't take the heat. I don't know, chat. Do I become petty? Do I? Do I? Do I become petty, chat? Yeah, Harry Potter was the first game free. If you're interested in those Metroidvania games, this is a good one as well. It's 35% off right now. This is another good Metroidvania game on Steam. So I thought I'd share them because I know a lot of people like those Metroidvania games. I should get petty. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it then. Sha-da-da. This moron thinks he is smart. Posts and figures out he is wrong by showing scalpers selling the device and proceeds to be a moron and block, just like the fake he is. Guy doesn't even know it's exclusive to Curry's. Okay, that's my Christmas treat for the day. But yeah, this is another really good game you should check out. It is available on Steam. There is another roguelike game for those that like their Hades style of games. I can't remember the name, but I'll post it in Discord when I have it. But yeah, these two games, this one and this one, this is a free one, so just this is free. Nab it while you can. And this one, if you're interested, 35% off. I think normal retail price is like £25 anyway, so it should be dirt cheap right now. How much is it? Let me see. It is £16. 16 bucks. Have I played the new Terminator 2D, Grey Fox? No, I haven't yet. Right now, I'm kind of focusing on Expedition 33, which I've had to restart because unfortunately my son thought it was his playthrough, and he through cloud gaming continued my playthrough, and when I logged in I was in a place I did not recognize. Such sadness. This is why you need multiple saves. What I'm saying. Yeah, I've been claiming a lot of the free ones. Even if I'm never going to play them, they just add. So, DV Mill, a Microsoft spokesperson came out and said that the 30% margin is not correct, and that just is another one of Bloomberg's misinformations. It's not like they don't misinform a lot, but you know, it's one of those things where they probably heard something and then put two and two together. They didn't reveal what it was, but the average for the industry is around 12 to 17%. So 30% for Microsoft, for a Microsoft Studio is going to be really high, when the average in the industry is around 15%. So 30% doesn't make sense. So that's been debunked. Ah, David, if you go to, I'm not sure if you're on your phone or you're on the browser, but if you go into your account settings on YouTube, you can change your handle. YouTube reset it to whatever it was previously. It reset everyone, so if you want to set it back, you can go and set it. At the moment it appears as DV Mill. Just got myself a 1 terabyte phone. I can now download all my games. I just got myself a thing. Handheld console, man. I don't like gaming on phones. Google Medals is good. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden, by the way, is a really good game. Hey, Nocturnal. So, PlayStation Network. The media is going crazy about PlayStation Network hacking incident, reveals major security flaw. Did anyone read up onto this? Chaos, I look at the other YouTube channels. No worries, man. Yon is fine. It's still Byron. Welcome to 2011. All right. So basically, what happened here was, right? What happened here is a customer went around, right, and said, "Oh man, look at my receipt." This is just tissue. Don't try zooming in. Look at my receipt. Look at it. Look at my receipt. And then he said, you know what? I'm going to do one better. I'm going to post my receipt on social media. And so the hackers basically looked at his account number and then contacted Sony and said, hey, I can't get access to my account. And they said, well, what was your recent purchase? So they said it was this. What's the last 4 digits of your bank account number? They gave it. And they said, okay, you've got access to your account. Now, obviously, Sony should have picked something that was weird when the third person called saying the same thing. So I'll say the Sony, you know, people are stupid. But come on. Why would you put your personal details online on a receipt and think people are not going to take advantage of it? Now, I'll hold Sony accountable for not picking up on the third person, but come on, there has to be some accountability on the idiot that posted a receipt. State of Decay is a myth, man. It's like one of those mythical dragons. They never existed. This is just like, this is silly. It's not hacking. Someone posts their information online tied to their account. It's like, it's like you're posting your username and password online and then crying that someone hacked into your account. And do you want to know what's the worst part about this? It was a journalist that did it. It was a journalist. A journalist posted their details online and then is crying that someone hacked into their account. Post your details online, Byron, and watch how quick it gets hacked into. This one was special. That one was special. I have to admit. Apparently there's a free glitch of Shadow of Tomb Raider, which is free on PlayStation Store. I'm not sure if it's still up, if it's still available. Feel free to go and check and try and grab it. Free is free, right? So if you've got a PlayStation, I already had the game bought apparently. Don't remember when. But Shadow of Tomb Raider apparently is free on the PlayStation Store. Hey, Mr. Glass. How you doing? Yeah, I just think State of Decay 3 is like a myth at this point. It's one of those mystical kind of beings that kind of was there but decided that it's not going to be there anymore and disappeared into the wilderness. Hey, Mr. Glass, I've actually been ill myself. I've tried to stream as much as I can, but this week has been really bad for me in terms of streaming. I think I've like did one stream in the past 3 possible streams, outside of appearing on guest streams, which probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. But good to see you around, Mr. Glass. Welcome back, my dude. Not following that crap, I don't give my personal information over the phone. I did. Apparently, from what people are saying, Nintendo's going to start taking the game back from people. That's the latest news, that Nintendo is not going to honor the price glitch and is going to pull, either tell people to pay all the money or they're just going to take the game back. I honestly think State of Decay 3 and Blade are going to be 2027. They're basically going to be next gen releases. They're not going to be current gen releases. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out, because it's still going to be held back by the lowest denominator, which is the Series S, if they decide to still support the Series S by then in parity. Or what I would do if I was Microsoft, I would then turn around and say, you know, you can play it through the cloud on the Series S, so it doesn't hinder potential just development. Nintendo will sue them. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Mate, you guys think I'm joking, but I am genuinely cautious and concerned when I even think about streaming Nintendo games on this channel. I'd love to, but I'm genuinely like Metroid Prime 4 I wanted to stream, and I'm like, if I do it, will Nintendo have a problem with it? Will they strike my channel? These are genuine concerns, because I expect it from Nintendo. Did you guys hear about the Arcane Austin dude in charge? He was kind of upset that Arcane Austin got shut down and didn't get why Redfall was perceived so badly. Is Forza Mobile a good idea? Of course it is. Anything mobile is a good idea as long as it works. But what I heard back then, which was some time ago, mind you, was that Forza Mobile was supposed to have connectivity with the main Forza Horizon game, and stuff you do in the mobile version could be transferred to the main game, and you could get like credits and stuff like that and whatnot, depending on your challenges completed and progress. So there was supposed to be like an interconnectivity that would basically make it work on both. So you'll have people that are playing it on mobile and on the game, depending on where their location is. Yeah, I also saw people streaming Mario Odyssey and then they got their Twitch account banned for life. I mean, Days Gone did go on to sell, what was it, 8 or 10 million copies in the end? That's not too bad though, Rachie, right? 8 to 10 million copies. Redfall had a lot of problems, man. It's fun in a group, but changing what the game was because the CEO at the time wanted to have a multiplayer game instead of a single player, because it was supposed to be a single player game, but they came in halfway through and said, nope, you need to make it multiplayer, and that's what sent this game spiraling out of control. I'm not sure if the game on Xbox is still on sale. There's a game that I put into my basket. Let me have a look. It's called Nobody Wants to Die. I think that's the name. Oh no, it is still on sale. How long is it on sale for? It doesn't say, but it's gone from £20 to $5.99. Let me show you guys a trailer. It looks alright, right? Hey, Big Money, welcome back. It is on sale right now for £5, £6. That's not a bad price. Not a bad price at all. I'll put that to cart and buy it later. Have I played a game called Inquisitor? I'm not sure. It sounds familiar. No, Devastator, I do not want to die. Yeah, it was a shame how no one really bought Days Gone at launch. Hey, gaming. Has anyone played a game called Fort Solis? Apparently they're incredibly happy with the response to Fort Solis from Xbox players. They're delighted that more players are joining us to explore the abandoned space base, uncover its story, and become a part of it. Fort Solis. Now I know this is already available on Steam. It is $16. And we do have a video for it. So let's check out the video. Oh, gaming. Happy birthday, buddy. Well, at least we know there's more than one person in there. What do you think? Fort Solis. Fort Solis is £16 on Xbox. I don't know, it looks really interesting. Definitely one I want to check out. Let's see, where is my news for that piece of information? Okay. So since someone brought it up already. Hey, Shinzo. The First Light. An important update regarding the release of 007 First Light. Hello, everyone. Today we are sharing an update regarding 007 First Light, as we have decided to move the game's release by 2 whole months to 27th of May 2026. 007 First Light is our most ambitious project to date, and the team has been fully focused on delivering an unforgettable James Bond experience, bringing together breathtaking action, globe-trotting, spycraft, gadgets, car chases, and more. As an independent developer and publisher, this decision allows us to ensure the experience meets the level of quality you players deserve on day one. The game is progressing well and is fully playable from beginning to the end, so these additional 2 months will allow us to further polish and refine the experience, ensuring we deliver the strongest possible version at launch. We're confident this sets 007 First Light set up for long-term success, and we sincerely appreciate the patience and continued support we've received ever since we revealed the game. We look forward to sharing more update regarding this game early next year. Thank you again for your support. Hakan Abrak. See, that's what I think is the thing. Wasn't Requiem coming out around the same time as this? Do you think Deus Ex is going to be free? That's a weird one. Hey, Web Dave, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to the stream. That's a weird one that they're refunding Deus Ex. Don't really see why they're doing that. That's odd. I don't think it's going to be free. Maybe there's like a definitive version coming out, so they're kind of giving people back their money right now, so it doesn't look bad. But yeah, it's like, I think this was delayed because they got scared of Requiem. I don't think it's that they need more time, and it's a smart move if you ask me. I think Requiem is just going to be a bigger game, and if people have to choose one or the other, they're going to go Requiem more likely than not. So this actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this to me makes a lot of sense. How you doing, Dave? Yeah, but it's like right at the end of Feb, right? That's like the final day. So it bleeds into March. So it kind of makes sense. I still think it's part of it. Baxter better come out before GTA 6. GTA 6 is getting delayed to 27, man. That's not coming this year. You'll see. GTA 6 setting the wrong trends. It's a shame that it's getting delayed, but I think they made the right choice. They want this game to have a a good chance at making sales. And I don't think May's really that busy. I know March is, but May seems to be quite open because everyone decided to pile on all their games in March, which is crazy. I mean, hey, you've even got Marathon coming out in March, man. I mean, what are you going to buy, Marathon or First Light? Hey, Big Money, you know it's getting delayed, man. You don't need to lie to yourself that GTA 7 isn't getting delayed to 27. You know it's happening. GTA 6 is getting delayed to 29. Nah, man, it's gonna release on Stadia. It's gonna release on Stadia, exclusive. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Google came back and said, "Hey, we're coming back with Stadia, and we've got GTA 6 exclusive. Let's go!" I haven't pre-ordered any of them yet. My problem is I keep buying games that I'm probably going to play in like 3 years' time. I just keep adding to my list. It's not good, man. Not enough hours in the day. Well, technically now I've got all the time in the day. But thanks to this cold, I'm sleeping non-stop. Tesla exclusive. If Elon Musk has anything to do with it, he's going to make it out of AI through his XAI, innit? He's still pushing ahead with his game studio fully functioning through AI. That would make sense, Byron. There's no reason why they wouldn't do that. I'm guessing you're enjoying the God mode that they've added? Yeah, there's a lot coming out in March. It's not coming, man. I believe it when I see it. GTA 6 is getting another delay. See, I miss games like that. Gravity Rush was so cool on the... I want to say the PS Vita. Was it on the PS Vita? Or was it on the PSP? I'm pretty sure it was on the Vita. I really enjoyed that. The whole gyro aspect to it was really cool. But yeah, it's a shame that this has actually been delayed. But I understand why they're doing it. Oh no, Elder Scrolls 6 is years away. That is years away. The Vita killed Gravity Rush? What do you mean? You had a sequel on the PS3. Couldn't have killed it if it got a sequel, right? They've invested $2.5 billion so far on GTA 6. So folks, Alex Battaglia, who, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of pro Xbox, and Jez being pro Xbox, had this conversation. Alex Battaglia said, looking over the year, our coverage of Xbox titles and videos almost feels like it is getting harder and harder to justify from a work return perspective. Very little views there even for titles that you think could draw them in. I wonder what the future is there. And then Jess says, same, we literally only cover Xbox from a gaming perspective, doing far more traffic on Steam Deck. It's wild. So, what do you think is the problem here? Where has the traffic gone? Wait, what should I know, Shinzo? What should I know? But yeah, what's your thoughts on this? People giving the same effort back that Microsoft are giving. So what you're saying is people just aren't caring anymore. Is that the point you're making? As I said up here, with the way Xbox has pivoted, the hype and desire for news relating to Xbox has crashed. This is just 2 examples of people complaining engagement is down, numbers simply don't lie. I expect people to ask about who cares about engagement, but engagement is important to every brand and Xbox is no different. 2026 will be a big year for Xbox with its 25th anniversary. If that doesn't bring excitement and engagement back to the community, it's gonna be hard to see what will. Because next year, potentially we have lots of big news. We have the Dev Direct launching, which is supposed to have Gears E-Day. We're expecting Fable there. We're going to expect Forza Horizon 6 to be there. I still expect Halo in some capacity to be there. I expect to see a surprise. People are saying Spyro is going to be there. So rumor has it that this Dev Direct, unlike the others that have like 4 to 5, normally is going to have like 6 or 7. It's going to be a bigger Dev Direct. We also know from Aaron Greenberg that this is only a small sample of what is coming from Microsoft in 2026. They said they can't fit everything into this, so the rest is basically going to be pushed to the summer showcase unless they have anything that they're releasing in between January and June, July as a shadow drop, because they love their shadow drops. But there's a lot coming, and they've also got, the 25th anniversary, which is going to be big. So, there's a lot to be excited about. I just feel like there seems to be the buzz that would have been there 10 years ago isn't currently there. But at the same time, I'm kind of seeing this elsewhere as well. It's not just Xbox. That buzz that we used to have, I'm not seeing it anywhere else. Like, if you look on social media and if you look at the channels that are doing really well, it's the ones that are basically shitting on each other, basically salt content, ones that basically, ridicule, humiliate, make fun of each other, and people love that content. And at the moment in the gaming space, in terms of channels, those are the ones that are thriving. Any channels that post about gaming news or stuff like that, unless you're a big reviewer, and even they have seen a dip, it's the numbers are going down. And especially when it comes to Xbox, like I'm just talking from personal experience, I've been seeing my numbers dwindling every week. So It's interesting to see how the actions of the publisher, the manufacturer, is affecting overall the grand scheme of perception. Let's see what chat's saying. Basically, yeah, Xbox news without console wars is less fun. I mean, the only time we normally hear about Xbox news is negative news anyway. Anything positive just drowns out. How many PS5 games will be announced? I think they've got like... Oh, at the Dev Direct, probably all of them are going to be announced for PlayStation, right? It's just when they're going to be released. Forza Horizon 5, for example, is a timed exclusive. I expect Gears E-Day to be the same. Spyro will probably be day and date if that's going to be announced. So, yeah. But just look at Starfield. You know, we've had Starfield, and I think Starfield is a great game. I really do enjoy it. But they're overhauling it now, and it's been dubbed Starfield 2.0 Reborn. And it's now like the perfect version. And that's going to launch day one on PlayStation. So what have we been getting? And I do believe that version of the game is available right now to release on Xbox. But they're not releasing it because the other versions, the PlayStation and Switch versions, aren't ready. They're still working on those. Aren't Dev Directs games that are close to release? Not really. I mean, you'd think so, but it's more like a... It's not even a game showcase. It's more show... The Dev Directs is a show that allows you to see behind the scenes on how development is going. You know, you get interviews from the actual developers who talk about their experience working on the game. It's more a developer thing, hence the word developer direct rather than a games direct. So it's more a developer showcase, and that's why you see a lot of people talking and not a lot in terms of actual gameplay, because it's showcasing what the developers are doing. That's its primary focus. Obviously, everyone turns out to see what the games are, and any clips that they can get, they'll get. But ultimately, the purpose of that is to see what's happening behind the scenes. Spooderman for sure. That would be interesting. A cameo too would be amazing, Leafstorm. I've been joking about that for a while, but man, that would be amazing. Everwild Perfect Dark will be there. No, they will not. State of Decay is not there. Halo Mega Blocks will be there for sure. Nope. Xbox bad videos. Hey, look, everyone knows me. If I criticize Microsoft, it's because they deserve it. I don't go out of my way just to make Xbox bad videos. I'm quite, open with how I am when I make my content. I will criticize, I will praise. If you deserve criticism, I will give the criticism. I don't just give criticism for the sake of it. And I know sometimes when I do make, videos where I criticize Xbox, people get really upset about that. Nothing I can really do about that, but I'm not gonna be a fake person online. And I appreciate that means that I lose views and I lose subs and stuff like that. It is what it is. Why is Reforge in panic mode? Facts, I understand why they're delaying it. I just don't agree with why they're delaying it. They're clearly wanting to create the hype for Starfield 2.0 to release it at the same time, because if they release it on Xbox, everyone's going to kind of see it, it's going to be there, and then if they release it on PlayStation 3 months later, well, it's not new, it's not special anymore. They want to kind of be in with that hype. But as an Xbox customer, that doesn't make me feel any better. Do you know what I mean? As an Xbox customer, it makes me feel like I'm being placed second. And I don't like that. That's my issue with it. I understand the business side of it, and it makes sense. Totally. As a business, it makes sense. But as a customer, I feel like I'm being placed second. And Nintendo would never do that to their customers. That's how it feels like, Ghosty, ultimately. But still, why is Reforge in panic? Cameo was made rare, and they are... Oh, I know that, Banisher, but they can give it to anyone else to make it. Moon Studios can do it. Creators never got invitations to that event, and it was mainly PlayStation content creators who got to. That doesn't surprise me, Leaf. That doesn't surprise me an instant. I do have hair, Shinzo, for now, but not for long. Microsoft is making us Xbox gamers feel beta testers for games. Stalker 2 is another one. Agreed. Just, you know, Stalker 2, they finally fixed everything. Everything was intact, almost like a Stalker 2 2.0 release. And they said, right, we're releasing this on PlayStation. It's coming off Game Pass. You what, mate? After everything that Microsoft did to them and supported them, they're taking it off once the game is in a really good place. So that's another game. One thing I will add though, you know, Game Pass has Game Pass increased in price for those of you that have your yearly subscriptions? I've been meaning to check with people because apparently those in Europe or the UK, well, Europe, the UK wasn't part of it. Those in Europe should still be on the original pricing. So if you have like a 2-year subscription, let me know. I'd be interested to see if your actual subscription remained at the original $14.99. Reforge, the memberships are going down? What do you mean the memberships are going down? Get memberships when the ponies are merry. Xbox isn't playing the console war stuff. They can't be happy. Oh, he's not getting enough memberships. I see. Well, that's his full-time job, right? YouTube is his full-time job, so I can understand why he's panicking, because he's not going to be able to pay rent. Does he now, Shinzo? Interesting. Yeah, mine is $22.99 as well, gaming. But we're in the UK, so our price, we didn't have the price protection. It was only the EU laws that secured that. Ah man, I just go to loaded.com and buy it from there. You can get a 1-year subscription for like £110. It's too good of a price. And right now, with my Xbox LIX, they gave me... By the way, if you've got the Xbox LIX, it gives you 3 months of premium. If you redeem it, it gives you 2 extra months on your ultimate subscription. So Ghosty, make sure you redeem that. It adds on to your subscription for 2 months. It converts it from 3 months of premium to 2 months of ultimate. So don't lose out on that. If you've clicked it off, you'll just go into your notifications and it should still be there. It doesn't make it clear because when you go through the actual journey to redeem it, it makes it look like, and it reads like you're basically signing up for premium. But once you've gone past that screen, it tells you congratulations, or it tells you, you know, you're about to get less than thing, but the previous screens make it look like you're actually going to pay for premium and get premium subscription, but you don't. Yeah, it's a 3 to 2. From 3 months, you get 2 months instead, which is better than nothing, right? Oh yeah, Microsoft is not happy with the CMA. The CMA burnt bridges real badly. My Series S came with 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate. I will use them when my sub is ended. Just tack it on, Reichi, if you can. It shouldn't be for new customers only. You can just redeem it to extend it. But yeah, like I was supposed to stream a lot this week, but the cold basically has kept me from streaming and made me sleep a lot, which is unfortunate. But hey, next year we're going to be doing a lot more streaming and a lot more Let's Plays, so I hope you guys enjoyed those. And we'll be doing our usual podcast as well, as I try to do this more regularly and more full-time, now that I'm no longer employed. Oh, Reichi, what did you post? Reichi tried to post a link. My God. Man, this guy is such a white knight for Xbox. I don't get it. Well, at least there's a lot of people that posted and got upset. Yeah, I just feel Microsoft needs to do a bit better in building hype. And hopefully in 2026, with all the games that are coming, starting with the Dev Direct, it's going to be a lot better, because I think it needs it. It said stop posting links. It's alright, gaming. We kind of knew it was always, you know, for the last 4 years, well, more like 3 years, I guess, maybe 2. It's kind of been a thing. But, you know, we had a merger and the other company bought us out, so it's what happens during mergers, right? It is what it is. But hey, it gives me a chance to try YouTube full time and see how it works for a couple months. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I'll look into something else. So expect to see a lot more of me, as long as I'm not ill. So according to the Mr. Jez of the Cordon, the first Call of Duty for Switch is nearly done and launching in a few months. Maybe we'll see the first Nintendo... Maybe we'll see it that's in the first Nintendo Direct in 2026. What do you think of that, man? Call of Duty on the Switch for the first time in how many years? Let's do something little interesting as well. If you want to ask a question, and feel free to pop into voice chat. Just make sure it's clean and no background noise. Ask a question, get your answer, and jump off. And then more people can come in and do the same. See if there's anyone else that's if anyone's interested in doing that. $10 years? Damn. But yeah, apparently it's coming. Please don't be Black Ops 7. Why does everyone hate Black Ops 7? It wasn't that bad. The game itself was not that bad. I enjoyed the campaign. I feel like I'm the only one that enjoyed the campaign. Why am I the only one that enjoyed the campaign? I really like the Xbox One design. It's a good design. I mean, I don't play the multiplayer side of COD. I might dabble in the zombies because people from my Discord want to play it and I jump in. Not a huge fan, but you know, it's fun gaming with people. But I do like the campaigns and I do play the campaigns. I genuinely just buy COD for the campaign and that's it. Although now I don't buy it. I just play for Game Pass. I think the last COD I actually bought was Modern Warfare 2 on the 360. That was trash. Modern Warfare 2. The campaign was good, but the multiplayer was trash. It was trash. That put me off COD multiplayer for the rest of my life. I think COD they just need to stop being lazy. With I did not. Isn't that the one with Kevin Spacey? I always wanted to play it. I'm probably going to end up picking it up because I don't think it will ever come to Game Pass. But I think that's the one with Kevin Spacey, right? But no, I get the quality of life stuff behind it is bad. Oh, Black Ops 4 had no campaign, then I've got no interest in that at all. Which one was the one with Kevin Spacey in it? But I think it's Kevin Spacey, the one that played in House of Cards, the one that lives in B&B hotels now because no one wants him. Yeah, it was. The campaign was good. I enjoyed the campaign for Modern Warfare 2, but the multiplayer, it was literally a camp fest. There was like no matter where you went, there was a guy sitting in the tiniest of holes with his legs in the building, shooting you. It was so annoying. I had enough of it, and that actually put me off. In fact, I think the original Black Ops was my favorite Call of Duty for multiplayer. I had hundreds of hours in that one. That was good. And then they kind of changed it and it became not so good. Advanced Warfare? Might have to check. I still want to check that out. I was kind of hoping they would be on Game Pass, but they're not. So maybe CEX will have it for cheap. But I think they need to stop doing those Warzone levels because they're just cheap. They don't need to bring those Warzone levels in. To me, they're just, you know, you want tailored levels, right? You want to see well thought out levels. The moment you're introducing Warzone, you can see that they're cutting corners and they're going down the cheaper route to save money. And you know, the Warzone levels were the ones, and there was a lot of them in Black Ops 7, as opposed to Black Ops 6, where I think there was only one big area that was the Warzone. In 7, you had a lot of missions with the Warzone area, and I think that's, you know, to me, that's just not acceptable. But overall, you know, I had no problem with it. Sure, the not being able to save in the mission is bad, but at least it saves your progress. There was talks that you had to play the game from start to finish without it saving at all. You know, I saw people posting that sort of stuff. That's crazy. But no, it saves every mission, and every mission is like half an hour long, so it's not really that big of a deal. It sucks. Knock a point off, sure, but it's not the way that people think. But Always Online was a bit of a problem. Great, they won't stop making it cross-gen because there's too many people still playing cross-gen. There's like, I would say 100 to 120 million people still on the last generation consoles, and they want that money. But here's the thing, it's not like, how can I say, it's not the same studio making Modern Warfare and Black Ops, right? They're different studios. So the studio making Modern Warfare should now have had a lot more time to deliver something truly great for the next version of the game. The Xbox One is as capable as the PS4. I don't know. I think they just need to go back to the drawing board, and they've clearly come out and said that they need to change things and do things better and switch things up. So they've noticed the reception, the reaction. But I also think that Call of Duty just came out at the wrong time. You know, Battlefield 6 and Ark Raiders, they just beat it to the punch, man. They took the players. They took the hype, they took the fandom, and they went with it. And so when 7 launched, it already had 2 Goliaths in front of it. Yeah, that was such bad news, man. I was so shocked to read that about Vincent Pella. It's crazy how people are posting those fake videos online to say that this is how his car crash and stuff. It's the RAM size that's more important than the RAM speed on those machines. And they've both got the same size. And ultimately they're both running off mechanical hard drives. The old school hard drives. Or laptop drives as they were. So they're still limited by the read and write speed of those devices. DDR3 and DDR4 can transfer speed way faster than those mechanical drives can. I know, Ghosty, I agree. And honestly, think of it this way, right? Microsoft decided to go down this road with the Xbox Series console where they believed in generations, right? They even did that with the Xbox One, if I'm not mistaken. The Xbox One was backwards compatible, was it not? Or am I thinking incorrectly? Yeah, Vince Zampala passed away yesterday. May he rest in peace. No, not at launch, but they introduced the whole generations thing. They added it later, right? So the moment Microsoft did that, they created a problem. It's great for the consumer because they can play their 360 games on their device. But the reason why Sony said we don't believe in generations was because after the PS2, everyone had to upgrade to the PS3. And so after the PS3, everyone had to upgrade to the PS4. And so after the PS4, if they didn't do cross-gen games and believe in generations and all of that bullshit, everyone would have upgraded to the PS5. And instead of them having, 80 million shipped right now, they probably would have had somewhere in the region of about 140 million. The same with Xbox. They've got 35 million shipped now, maybe 40 million shipped, right? But there's also about 50 million people still on the Xbox One that would have probably at the time, at least half of them would have upgraded to the Series X because those games wouldn't have been compatible with it. But by introducing xCloud and, ways to play those Series X games on your Xbox One, they provided no reason for upgrades. And so now those devices are staying way longer than they should do. Now, like I said, from a consumer standpoint, it's really consumer friendly. But from a gamer standpoint, those that do invest in the latest hardware, the latest tech, you're now being held back from getting a truly next-gen experience because of the older tech. Do you see what I mean? Diablo, that's due to licensing, not because they couldn't do it. At the time when they tried to do it, Nvidia wanted a piece of the cut because some of those games, because don't forget, Nvidia was the graphics, provided the graphics chips for the original Xbox and I think the 360 as well. And so they wanted a cut, a royalty cut when those games were working, when they played on the next gen consoles, and Microsoft said no. So the games that do work are the ones that didn't require a royalty cut. The publishers just said, yeah, go ahead. But for the ones that don't, Nvidia had a hand in it. Mate, don't get me started on the PS4 Pro, man. I remember, I made sure I cleaned it up as much as possible before I sent that machine to Taz. But I'm sure if he puts it on right now, he's going to get a call from Stansted Airport asking, why there's a plane on the runway taking off from where he lives. He's going to get a call from air traffic control. Because I swear, every time I put that machine on, I was scared I was going to get a call from air traffic control. There is no lies in that either. Pretty much, yeah, bro. That thing was crazy loud. It was like, me? That thing was crazy. Like, I took the top lid off, cleaned the fans out. It did nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. Don't worry, Byron. If you have the originals already or the digitals, just on the next Xbox, just download Xenia and play them that way. Spinning constantly. Man, I do not understand why that PS4 was so loud. I know you're saying about the thermal pace, but still. Nah, it is that loud. You might be just going deaf. I'm telling you. It is loud. If I still had my PS4 here and I put it on, my PS4 Pro, I guarantee you everyone upstairs would hear it. And then I'd probably get a call from air traffic control asking why I'm, you know, what plane is taking off. Mate, it got so bad when I put the PS4 on that I had to put like a windshield in front so I wouldn't get that friction pushing me away to the back of the wall. I had to put a windshield there just to make sure I could game at the time. It was bad, man. Hey, look, I think in terms of console designs for Xbox, I know people are gonna say they love the 360 design, but for me, the two designs that I love the most from the Xbox through and through is the Series X. I just love the simple cleanness of it. It's just perfect in the way it looks. And the One X, the Xbox One X, I really love the design of that one. You have no idea, Bax. You have no idea. Mate, I had to like, the moment I put it on, I had to like grab onto my sofa with my legs dangling in the air. Somebody turn it off! Kind of thing. It was a pretty traumatic experience. So I decided to go and, you know, call on the services of Reinhardt to come down and put a windshield for me. And from that point on, I was secure. Hey, kitty cat, what's up? Where are you? Come here. Come here. Come here. Don't run away. Come here. I hate running away. If you're not going to come here, then I can't help you. So come here then. Come here. There's a good boy. Okay. No, he saw the camera. I swear to God, the moment he sees the camera, that's it. He goes mental. I don't even know how he knows what a camera looks like. It's not like he can see himself. But the moment he sees that camera, he freaks out. I don't know what it is. It's just a Logitech camera. No, it's not even a Logitech. It's an Elgato camera. Yeah, I never got the One X. At the time, it was the one I didn't get. If I was going to get the One X, I wanted the Scorpio, and I couldn't find it for a good price. So that was a shame. Man, my Series S is upstairs. I went upstairs the other day and looked at it because my kid said he wanted it. Found it stashed away in the cupboard. Poor thing. As for my other son, who I gave my base PS5 to because he wanted to play what's that Souls game that came out day one? Born, Dragonborn, Soulsborne, whatever it is. Can't remember. I don't like those games. But one of you in chat is going to tell me the name. He wanted to play that, and now it's just stuck in the corner as well. Mate, all they do is play on PCs. They've got like free Demon Soul, that's the one. They got like, I got my youngest son a small PC, you know, one of those little microcomputers in a small shell, and all he does is play Roblox on there and a bit of Minecraft, and he's happy playing it on mid settings. That does it for him at 60 FPS. And my other kids are on theirs, although my other son needs to upgrade his PC now, but tough luck. Might see how much a 30 series graphics card is. So Blooper Team plays Nintendo exclusive horror game. Project M will please fans of Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and Eternal Darkness. For those of you that don't know, Eternal Darkness was a Nintendo GameCube game, if I'm not mistaken. What I can say is this: fans of the Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Limbo, and Eternal Darkness will immediately feel at home. That said, Project M introduces a bold twist, one that no horror game has ever explored before. This is a vision that could only exist on Nintendo hardware. Now, what do you think they could be talking about? They can play Enfield on their PC, right? And Enfield will probably be on GeForce Now as well. Do you really want to go outside? It's like he went, yes. Let me just go open the door for him. He wants to go out. I'm back. Oh. Yeah, needed some water. Water. So, what do you think this is about? This is a vision that could only exist on Nintendo hardware. What does the Switch 2 have that no other console or handheld device can do? The Xbox One X was a super powerful machine, man. That was really powerful. So what do you guys think? Because I'm actually lost on what this could be. But the Asus, the Lenovo Go 2 has a mouse. That can do it. Right? The handheld PCs can do that perfectly fine. Just plug in a mouse and off you go. This is saying that it can only exist on Nintendo hardware. Oh, oh, that douchebag. That's what I said, Ghosty. They're saying it's a combination of everything, so it's a new IP. It's called Project M. So it's, you know, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Eternal Darkness, and Limbo are the 4 games that are referenced that it'll be a kind of combination of. So, I mean, I don't know what this is, but this still had me... Ah, it could be gyro, right? But then PlayStation's controller has gyro on it. I guess it doesn't have the screen to aim, but the controller itself has gyro. I'm guessing it has to be Joy-Con related, right? I mean, then you've got like the Meta Quest 3, right? And the PSVR 2. I mean, you could always just turn your TV upside down, right, Ghosty? No, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine? Okay, turn your TV upside down to continue playing. That would be interesting. I don't know, man. It just seemed like a really weird statement to make. That this vision that could only exist on Nintendo hardware. That one was a really weird statement to make. And I honestly think it's like what that SSD statement as well. I think you'll find out it's going to work. It'll work on anything if they really wanted it to. You need to switch the... Yeah? I don't know, man. I don't know. Seems weird though, man. This one was actually a weird one for me. What about this? A game released this year in October. This batch will qualify for the Game Awards 2026, according to Ad Hoc Studio. I have heard from Jeff that we qualify for next year. I just don't think it's a question of if anyone... I just don't think it's a question of if anyone's going to care. But wasn't this already in this year's Game Awards? So why is it now being allowed to go into next year's Game Awards? Is Jeff just purposefully just destroying the Game Awards and doing whatever he wants just for the sake of it? Am I mistaken that this game was already available this year? It was nominated?
Before I forget, Merry Christmas Chaos, and everyone else in chat.
Let's see. This works. Is it gonna work? Hey, it worked, I think. Thank you for the super chat, Ghosty. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas to one and all. We might be live tomorrow. I'm looking to do a collaboration with my son if I can do it. We're going to play a co-op game. Probably split fiction if we can. It's probably going to be hilarious as we try to kill each other throughout. So that might be something that we do tomorrow if I'm feeling up to it. So feel free to tune into that. Hey, Grey Manad. But I appreciate that. I don't know why it kind of echoed though. Minnie will be carrying me? Nah. If he's available, it's gonna be really funny. There's gonna be a lot of deaths. And I mean a lot of deaths. Obviously most of them are gonna be induced by him. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Should this match be included in the Game Awards for 2026? I think it's so wrong. I think it sets a really bad precedent. At that point, what's stopping any game that's in the previous year from being in there? So should Indiana Jones, that released in 2025, be in there? It released in October, so it made the deadline. And it was in the nominations anyway. It was in the nominations to begin with. I don't know, because Dispatch was nominated. It lost. I did, Grey Manad. probably because it didn't want to release it close to Resident Evil Requiem. I do want to play Dispatch, but they said they're going to release. They were looking at adding the deleted scenes that was removed from the game. So I'm kind of hoping that they patch it and release it like that when they release it on Switch. Well, probably not on Switch because the Switch is getting censored anyway. Yeah, so it was nominated for Best Debut Indie Game and the Player's Voice Award. So it was in the TGA 2025. So why is it going to be in 2026? I mean, ongoing, there's no DLC for it. This is Jeff that will allow Resident Evil 4 Remake to be in the Game of the Year, but not Konami Silent Hill 2. Ah, that was such BS, man. That was just weird for me. This is Jeff. Yeah, I know. I know, man. I know. So it's a visual novel style game, but it's more like an interactive visual novel, but it plays out quite well. Definitely something that's going to be really good on a handheld for you to play. I think it's really suited for that. So something on your Xbox Ally it's going to be golden. So it's not available on Xbox, so maybe something you can pick up on Steam. It's getting really rave reviews. But Final Fantasy IX anime is seemingly back in production at a new French studio with a 2028 release target. Excuse me. So, exciting? Anyone excited about this? No? Uh-oh, I've got the hiccups. Oh, come on. Have a good night, Grey Fox. How dare you, Ghosty? Hey, who's that? Hey, what's up, little man? What are you doing? You came down for a drink? Huh? Apples? Apple or apple juice? Apple. Ah, go for it. What do you guys think of Lords of Fallen? The Lords of Fallen have gone about and basically said, hey, we're going to introduce attractive characters into this game, and they made a point of making that statement so people knew that there would be attractive characters. Do you think that the industry now is starting, well, you know, publishers are starting to see that there is a direct correlation. Do you think the industry is now swinging back to the way it used to be? Hey, Steve loves Final Fantasy. Leave him alone. He loves Final Fantasy more than Gears of War. There was one right here. That one's easier to open. You open it? You know what the world needs? A game based on Die Hard. Then it could be the greatest Christmas movie, greatest Christmas game of all time. Do you know what? No matter what anyone tells me, right? Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And it will forever be. But your dream has come true, my friend. It might take some emulation to get it working, though. Right? It might take some emulation to get it working. This is a Die Hard arcade. This is what you've been waiting for, Ghosty. See? This game is so good, man. I mean, they even got like a lot of it correct as well. It's on the Sega Saturn, but I'm sure there's an arcade version of it as well. He getting beat up. But yeah, so there's your Die Hard arcade game that you wanted. You see, don't say the chaos doesn't do anything for you. You have never watched Die Hard? Are you for real? Man, it's almost as bad as Minnie, who's never watched Star Wars. I just showed you a great game. What more do you want, Devastator? Hey, I'm not American. And everywhere I look, they're showing me these goddamn Gal Guardian Servants of the Dark. It's on sale, it's on sale. Why do they want me to spend more money? I'm jobless, I can't spend more money anymore. You know what other game I kind of want to dive into? I just don't know if I've never... Now that I've got time, maybe it's something I can actually stream as well. I just don't know what platform to play it on, but Fallout 76. I feel like that could be fun with a group of people. And I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there to have fun with it. Chaosio Boyonge? What? Come on. Anyone here dived into Fallout 76? Ah, you see, I'm doing God's work in making him spend more money. I wish Devastator. It doesn't make any sense why that game doesn't have crossplay. It's not crossplay. They are separate. It's cross-save, but not cross-play. Just like Elder Scrolls Online. That was another one I wanted to dive into. Dude, I would have spent probably about the same amount if I didn't get my P45. But now that I've got my P45, I have to go back into... It's kind of ironic. I've been waiting all this time for a TV and stuff. And so the one Christmas I finally splash out, around $2,000 on the TV and the Xbox handheld, I get my P45. It's almost like they were waiting. Wait for it. Wait for it. Go! So yeah. I think I've spent about 80 quid though, all in all. I think I've spent about 80 quid, and there's still stuff in my basket that I want to buy on my Steam basket. Let me see, what's in my basket? So I've got that other game on the Xbox side. Nobody Wants to Die. That's like £5. But I do want to buy that. But in my basket here, I've got, for £5, you've got Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy Remastered, which I probably won't play. Heavy Rain, I've already got Beyond Two Souls. But what I wanted it for was Detroit Become Human. I've been wanting to play that. But you get like a Quantic Dream Collection. You get all those games for £5. They had Bendy and the Ink Machine. I figured that might be something fun to play on stream for £1.50. And then Raccoon City Edition. They're doing Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake for £12. But that's not including everything else I've bought. I recently bought Yakuza 0 and then the upgrade. Lots and lots of games I've been purchasing. Yeah, it's so weird that they decided to not make that possible. Hey, Devastator, none of that now, none of that. Chat, was there anything that you guys wanted to cover? Because I'm pretty much done with the news at the moment. There wasn't much going around, but I did want to have one more stream before, the Christmas, in case I couldn't stream tomorrow. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. But was there anything else that you guys read about that you wanted to, covered in the stream? Or anyone had any questions that they wanted to ask? Where they wanted to jump in stream and ask the questions away? Yeah, I must have bought Beyond Two Souls a long time ago when it was dirt cheap. I find myself now like going into the Steam sales and looking for stuff that's anything like £5 or below, and I find a bunch of games that I want, and then I buy them, and then I forget that I've bought them, and then I never go back to them. I mean, I still want to finish that Life is Strange Part 2. Double something. I really enjoyed that, but I need to continue that playthrough as well. Well, folks, Elder Scrolls 6 is getting a massive engine overhaul, reportedly to include UE5 tech. So, if the release was 2030, expect it to be 2035 now. It is what it is. I also ended up buying Palworld on Steam for my kid yesterday, so we could use it on GeForce Now as well, while he streams, because his PC now is, well, his 2080 Super is struggling now. Let's see. Alright, so we've got PlayStation is freaking out. Double bad news for Sony today. And we got the Vince Zampella has died, creator of Call of Duty. And P-Rock with Sony paid 3.6 billion. I'm gonna go with the first one. That sounds like the best one. Let's watch that one. Rachie, don't forget, on that same machine that he's got his 2080, he's also streaming on there, running OBS. He's got VTuber Studio running as well, and then the game running on top of that. It's just too much. There's just way too much. It's just too much for that graphics card to handle. I'm pretty sure the CPU is also part of the problem. But, you know, it is what it is. All right. It's 14 minutes, so I'm gonna speed this up a little bit, maybe to 1.5, because it's a bit long. Hopefully that should be fine. Let me switch off the music so we can listen to his BS rambling. Let me just check there's audio. That is no audio. Application audio. I mean, there should have been audio though, right?
Because last night too,
All right, now we've got audio. All right. Check my Discord. Thanks for that, Ghosty. I appreciate it. I appreciate the codes. Oh, okay, let's check this out. I think 1.5 was a bit fast. The 1.25? Yeah.
Very bad stories came out. Two big bad stories that sort of paints a bleak future for Sony and the future of PlayStation. It seems like Sony is very much gearing up for the PlayStation 6. It's probably not coming out till like 2027 or 2028, but clearly they're putting the pieces on the board. They're trying to essentially say that next gen is just the next step in the Sony future. But even with the PlayStation,
So here's a question, right? Something that he's talked about there. I'm going to put the volume up a little bit in case it was too low. Do you guys think that there's a good chance that the next generation consoles are going to be delayed? On a more serious level, like the Xbox, the next Xbox and whatnot, do you think they're going to be delayed because of the RAM prices? Like, if Microsoft is looking to add high performance RAM and they haven't been stockpiling, it could cost them quite dearly and push the price up quite a bit. And you know that Microsoft isn't going to sell that device at a loss. They're going to sell it at cost if they need to. So it could be really expensive.
PlayStation 5. The PS5 is in such an odd spot. We're getting almost no exclusives. When we do get a game, it's good, but just in general, it feels like the entire market share, all the console sales, all the accessory sales, everything that PlayStation does is because of third party. Because Xbox is just putting their games everywhere, and Nintendo is kind of off in the corner just making Mario Kart, Sony is sort of playing the game by themselves. And while they are doing decent, these stories are not exactly great. There was a big leak about Naughty Dog, that they are essentially mistreating their employees badly, and they will be for years to come. We're going to talk about that. And also, Joseph Cross, the
Please don't tell me this is about the crunch. Please don't tell me this is about the crunch. What the hell was that? Did anyone else just hear that, or is it just me? No, I don't think they're going to can it.
art director of
After all, they've got a contract with AMD. They would have to break their contract with AMD in order to can it. Didn't hear anything? So my PC randomly plays a music track for like 3 seconds every so often, and I don't know why. Something like "It's gotta be golden." It's a woman singing it. I've never heard the song in my life, but it's really irritating because it's there and I hear it, and it happens like once in a while, but it's enough to throw me off. I'm pretty sure my son's done something to my PC. He's cursed it.
Bungie. This guy has actually been there since Destiny 1. He designed the famous cloaks. He's done pretty much everything to make Bungie games look like Bungie games. Has just left 3 months before Marathon came out, which is pretty much saying that Marathon is probably internally already known to be a dead fish. But let's talk about both these and what I think it kind of means about the future of PlayStation leading into PlayStation 6. I hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, before we actually start to dig into this, let me quickly thank the sponsor for this video, FlexiSpot. A question I get a lot on the channel is, how do I beat so many games? Like, physically, how do I just sit here all day long? And to be honest, I couldn't do it without FlexiSpot. This is a line of incredibly good standing desks that easily raise or lower with just the touch of a button. It's fast, it's convenient, and really it's a total lifesaver. For me, since I spend so much that I almost feel like a lot of people are sort of insisting that Marathon is going to be another catastrophic flop, much like Concord was. I don't think anything can be as big of a failure specifically as Concord was, but this is very odd. The art director has left by choice. Nobody really believes this. So Joseph Cross is like,
well, like I said, I was told by a community manager that they don't understand how he's reviewing games that are coming, early on embargo when they don't send him codes. So either he's taking footage of someone else and using it as his own footage, or they're sharing accounts. But he's not even getting sent codes from some because they just don't like him.
man, what a great time. I'm so glad about all the art I did. Wow, I'm incredibly proud of my visuals. A lot of people are bringing up the plagiarism. During the tenure of Joseph Cross, there were multiple big plagiarism scandals. At one point, they had a big art competition, and the winners, unbeknownst to them, their game got included into Bungie stuff. People were not exactly happy that their game was being put, or their stuff was being put in $1 million game, and they weren't getting any sort of pay for it, and they weren't told that's what was going to happen. But the second time was essentially everything inside the Marathon universe, all the little graffiti, all the cool etchings on gear and weird stuff on the walls, all of that was completely stolen. All of it. All of it. So suddenly being like, oh, it's, I'm just going to step down. It's just,
That's not true either. It wasn't all the content that was stolen. It was only some of the content that was stolen.
it's totally unrelated. I'm just going to vibe. Right after it, they did a live stream. Right after that massive plagiarism scandal. This was Joseph Cross on stream. Plagiarism will make me God. The theme of the game, they've changed it. The original theme of the game was escape will make me God. Now they're changing it to death is the first step. Look, they clearly changed it because this meme was so good. Plagiarism will make me God. This was the last time we've seen Joseph Cross in public. And dude, it looks like not only has this man had not slept, clearly he's having the worst day of his entire political career. Suddenly deciding to step away from the company of your own volition, I think Sony forced him out. I think Bungie just said, we cannot release this game with you on board. You can still work on it up until launch, but you got to get the heck out. I'll be honest, I still feel like I'm in the frame of mind where I hope Marathon is good. I am looking for that next cool, shooter loop to get addicted to, and I do like extraction shooters. I think the aesthetic, the music, the stylings of Marathon look great, but it doesn't matter if I like it. It matters if the...
What extraction shooters does he exactly play? But isn't this really old news?
internet likes it. Anybody's ever played something that's live servicey, it doesn't matter if 1,000 people like it. It's got to be an absolute huge financial success or it's going to get shut down. I am still in the point of view where, as good as Marathon seems to be on paper, I think this is do or die. This is either the Bungie masterpiece they're trying to get it to be, or it's the end of the company forever. But here's the other story that a lot of people are talking about, and a lot of people are taking this from many different angles. So yesterday there was a leak from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg that essentially Naughty Dog is ordering employees for Intergalactic to start crunching now. They're doing mandatory overtime for the next maybe 2 or 3 years straight. We're talking 60, 80-hour weeks for the next couple years. Limited vacation, very much just clocked in and locked in for your same time. You're not going to get paid extra. You're a salary, right? Do they not really...
So here's my take on this, right? Here's my take on this. Overtime is overtime. In the games industry, it's a thing. I mean, I remember I worked 30 days straight with doing overtime every single day when we needed to really knuckle down and push ahead. Now, it wasn't mandatory for us to do it, but we were pretty much told because we worked on a 3-month contract, it would affect our possibility to renew our contract if we didn't. There wasn't no unions or anything like that, so if you didn't do the overtime, you're going to lose your job. And some people didn't do it. Some people did lose their job. Some people didn't. So, it is what it is. I've got no problem with the overtime. In the games industry, that is just something that happens, right? It is going to happen every single time. There isn't a single project that runs smoothly. You are going to need to do overtime. My issue is the fact that it's mandatory. Because people might have, commitments. What if you've got you got to go pick up your children, or you've got a sickly parent that you need to go look after, or a sickly partner that you need to, go home and look after because you've only got cover up until that point. And that person now can no longer be there, and you can't find a cover for that extra 2-3 hours for someone to be there to look after your partner. I think making it mandatory is just not right. So that's my stance on this. The overtime is fine. And I'm pretty sure most of them would have done it anyway. It's extra money. But making it mandatory, I think, is not the right thing to do. That's my opinion. I remember in the place I work now, years ago, we had one of the finance guys come down. The head account manager. And he came down and locked the doors on our floor and said no one's leaving until the work is done. and I don't know who it was, but they called the police and said we're being held against our will. The police turned up and knocked on the door and walked in, and when he unlocked it, he said, "Why are you holding these people against their will?" You know, that was crazy. I didn't see that coming, but holding, making it mandatory is wrong. That's and nothing's going to change my mind on that. But the overtime is fine, right? And most people will want to get the work done. Nah, I hate people, kids making. What? That doesn't even make sense, Banisher. Yeah, that happens though, Gray. Like we did back when Microsoft was quite good with projects for us. We had when Halo was launching, we did this campaign for Microsoft with Halo where people could go online, and it was like a massive LFG forum that you could go to. And we had mass problems. It turned out that someone from Russia hacked the website and started screwing about with it entirely. And it turns out someone forgot to add the robot.txt into it to stop, the domain going out, which was a massive blunder. But, we had to then stay. I think I ended up finishing work at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I went home, we phoned launch. And, I came back the next morning for 7 o'clock. Or was it 8 o'clock? Something like that. I think it was 7. And we pushed it live by 9, and then they said, by 11 you can go home and you get paid for the rest of the day. No problem. Sometimes shit like that happens and you've just got to soldier through, right? But that's not a norm. But if you're expecting me to work on a norm overtime all the time, then it can't be mandatory. There'll be some days I can do it, a lot of days I can do it, but there'll be some days where I simply can't do it. And that shouldn't be held against me as an employee. But by making it mandatory, it will be held. And, in America, you've got states that are at will as well, where they can just get rid of you for no reason. So that just makes it even more terrifying for those developers who, let's face it, right now, the industry is pretty crap for employment. You're stuck in a really hard place.
That they can take their time since nobody cares about this game. A lot of people are memeing on it. I will admit that it feels like most people are still very skeptical of this. I mean, the last couple Naughty Dog games admittedly won a ton of awards. Last of Us Part 2, Last of Us Part 1, Uncharted 4. I'm still a very, very big Naughty Dog fan. I still think that trailer looked great. I'm almost kind of concerned, though, about why they keep revealing games 5, 6, 10 years out. To me, it just doesn't get me excited. Why show me a trailer in 2024 for a game that, at very least, I'm going to be playing 3 or 5 years in the future? Struggling to release just one new game this entire generation is crazy. This is so correct. A lot of people in the comments are like, bro, it's wild that just in general, the whole way people make games now, the fact that it's just hundreds of employees, constant temp work, multiple studios coming together to get one single game out the least busted as possible. I think this is more of an indictment just about how the industry works, but it is wild that in the entirety of the PlayStation 5 era, we're getting one Naughty Dog game. Last generation, we got like 5 Naughty Dog games. The generation before that, we got like 7 Naughty Dog games. To say the dev cycle is getting worse is a drastic understatement. So here's something interesting. I want to talk about.
And that's interesting, right? That's not something that's just Sony. That's, across the board, really. Like, if you remember back with, like, Gears, you had, like, 2, 3 Gears games. You had, like, 2 Halo games during a generation of a console. Maybe 3 with ODST. And so, it's crazy how we used to get, like, 2, 3 games throughout the generation of a console. And now we'll be lucky if we get 1 game during the generation. Unless, and if we do get a second one, they're 100% reusing 90% of the assets. I mean, honestly, Greymanad, with the way they're going at the moment, with 1 exclusive a year, and that's what they're promising, 1 exclusive a year, that's on the console. Is it really worth it? This is why Sony now is bolstering their third-party exclusive games to cover the shortfall of their first party. So they're trying to get like 3, 4, 5 third-party exclusives. The problem there, however, is that sure, it's not on Xbox and Switch, but it's going to PC. And this is where Microsoft decided to play 4D chess, because their next console is going to play PC games. It's going to have access to Windows. So Microsoft will get those games by default. Yes, they won't apply to your gamer tag. You're no longer going to get achievement points for those games. Those that are achievement hunters, those that do their, rewards and stuff like that, those games may not count. And so maybe that's one, that's the only negative I can see. As someone who doesn't care about, achievements myself, for the vast majority, that's not a big deal for me, right? But I can see that being like a deal breaker for some. They want their achievements on their Xbox, handle. But outside of that, those third-party exclusives will also be going to the next-gen Xbox because it will just run Windows-based code off Steam. So technically, you're only just losing out on that one game a year, which will go to PC probably 3 to 6 months later. There's only 3 games that haven't gone across: Demon Souls, which will never go; Gran Turismo 7, which got scrapped for some reason; and Astrobot, right? Which, in my opinion, will never go either. That's it. I mean, I never understand that. Oh, can it, GTA 6 and all this and that. GTA 6 is GTA 6. It's a game in its own right. I don't really understand why people always bring that up or compare it. It's a different game. It's its own game.
About 2 separate points of view. There are some people that are basically saying, no game is worse this. Crunch is truly the worst. Sorry, but mandatory overtime should be illegal because this is crazy. Naughty Dog has been known for horrible crunch in the past. Unfortunately, things haven't changed. Even a lot of people putting this.
So that's my only point here, right? Mandatory crunch. That should not be right. That should not be legal. Telling people that there's overtime and they need it and they need the team to come together to, do what needs to be done, that's fine. And most people will say yes. In fact, most people will probably work if they can't work during the week, they will do it on the weekend. They'll come in for, and do a full day shift on the weekend. But I don't know. Mandatory to me is just wrong.
Towards Neil Druckmann. Something profoundly funny about Druckmann becoming president of the studio, greenlighting a whole documentary about how they don't crunch anymore, and then, hey, let's do this. Now that we're the better work environment, every game must crunch until you die. Now, I want to talk about this because some people are saying...
And, Gorsey, this is exactly what I'm talking about. 7 games in that 7-year period. That's like a game a year, right? And then this generation, we're on year 6, and we've only just had Velgard, which flopped horrendously. It just tells you everything you need to know. Honestly, with the way you're looking at one point, you're better off skipping a generation of the console and playing those games the following generation, because they're going to work now backwards compatible. So you'll have all of those games from the previous generation and what's coming prepared for new generation as well. It's mental, man. I don't know. I'm hoping that AI will at least help speed things up. But the way people are with AI is crazy. It's like, demon spawn of some kind.
It's a job. If it's a job, you're getting paid for the job, show up and do the job. And I'm in the spot where I've had a chance to talk to some game developers, and a lot of them say that crunch sucks, but it's worth it if the final project is perfect, right? Yeah, it sucks during the course of it. All these 80-hour days, all the times where you're literally like sleeping.
Wait, what?
Talk to some game developers, and a lot of them say that crunch sucks, but it's worth it if the final project is perfect, right? Yeah, it sucks during the course of it. All these 80-hour days, all the
My guy. Guys. You heard that, right? You heard that, right? I'm not the only one that's hearing this.
If the final project is perfect, right? Yeah, it sucks during the course of it. All these 80-hour days, all the
80-hour days. Mate, what is this? 80-hour days. My God. 80-hour days.
times where you're literally like sleeping under your desk, the times where you're super freaking out. There's just a part of the game that is completely unfinished, but you barely managed to get it done, and then everybody loves it in the game. Those moments are worth it. But the problem is that a lot of times games don't get that sort of payoff, right? A lot of times games, it's just so hard, comes out, nobody cares, studio gets closed down, you wasted years of your life for nothing, right? Some people, though, are basically saying this is the hard dichotomy, right? Gamers' demand are now super unrealistic. You get mad at the developers for crunching to get the game out faster, yet you get super mad when games are delayed. Get mad when game devs use AI to speed up games, but say that games take too long to make. You can't have it both ways. You don't understand how the industry works. So I kind of disagree with every part of this take because I feel like this is what they call strawmanning. I think he's like making up arguments to knock over. Here's my thing: is that I am in a spot where I have said this over and over. I think scale is the problem. So many of these games obsessed with photorealistic graphics and crazy 4K, 120 FPS, 200-hour-long journeys. Oh man, there's footprints in the snow that actively melt as the seasons change. I think that stuff is nice. I think that the graphical beauty of these games, but a lot of those games, every single game now makes a new game engine, reinvents the entire wheel. Now we have to redo all the animations and stuff. Whereas if you look at a lot of Japanese game development, they don't care about reusing the asset textures of a wall. Every single game.
Okay. People are, in this day and age, very graphics orientated. Very. If a game doesn't have a certain graphical attire on PlayStation, they won't buy it. Right? They won't. You're looking at games and you see on social media all the time, this game looks trash. And they haven't even played it or seen the gameplay. They're just looking at the graphics and it's trash. So it's not that the developers are having to do this and it's a straw man argument. The community has dictated what sells. Therefore, they are delivering on what the community wants in order to sell. You can't have it both ways. That's just being absolutely stupid. That is such a dumb take. That is such a stupid take by this guy. They created the problem and now they're upset that they've created a problem. What this guy actually said is entirely correct, right? Gamers' demands on how games are made are super unrealistic. They get mad when devs crunch, which is a normal thing in the industry, by the way. It still happens today. I talk to friends who are doing crunch all the time when projects are on their final deadline. They have to hit the deadline, right? Yet get super mad when games are delayed, right? And they do. They get mad when devs use AI in certain aspects of development to speed them up. You see that in today's day and age where they could, just put a couple of stuff in there that was AI generative that created and saved them like maybe 10, 15 hours of time, but that's it. It's game over. The community goes mental. How games are made, but say games take too long to make. I'm saying, you know what? Use AI if you need to. Don't replace people, even though it's going to happen, but use it to make the life of those developers easier, to speed the development up. Anything that you can use to speed development is a good thing because it means you can get that game out there, you save money, and it can make a profit, and it saves the studio. You can't have it both ways. It's just not how the industry works. And he is 100% right. This guy who thinks he's a developer of some kind is 100% wrong.
This over and over. I think scale is the problem. So
now I do think scale is part of the problem, right? You're looking at games that are, hey, this game, like I played Ninja Gaiden 4 recently, right? And I'm going to do a small review on that because I finished it and give my opinion. But one of my biggest problems with the game is that it was too long. The last 4 missions that they added wasn't needed. It was just added there for the sake of it being there. There was no reason for it to be there. The whole of that 3-4 hours in the game could have been explained in a 2.5, maybe 3-minute cutscene, right? It all could have been explained in a 2-3 minute cutscene. Instead, they had you replaying the same levels and the same bosses all over again. And it was completely pointless. Then you look at other open world games that say, right, the main story will take you roughly about 15-20 hours. Now what we want to do is add padding onto that by about 40 to 60 hours so we can make it an 80-hour game to make it worth that £70 price. Look, if it's a 20-hour game, just price it at $49.99, it will sell, right? If it's a 10-hour game, it's fine. As long as the game is good and the user is satisfied with the product by the end of it, they are happy to pay the price, right? That's the way I see it. You go and watch a movie in the cinema for £2, sorry, for a 2-hour movie, and you end up spending like what, 30, 40, 50 quid? Every time I go to the cinema to watch a 2-hour movie, I end up spending like £130 because I go with the family. It's a lot of money, but if the film is good, it's worth it. So this whole time relative to enjoyment is kind of bogus. What they need to do is stop padding the games. Because if they stop padding the games, then they release them quicker as well. So the scale in that regard is correct.
How many of these games obsessed with photorealistic graphics and crazy 4K, 120 FPS, 200-hour-long journeys? Oh man, there's footprints in the snow that actively melt as the seasons change. I think that stuff is nice. I think that the graphical beauty of these games, but a lot of those games, every single...
Devastated, do you think they weren't using AI in development 10 years ago? Like when they were creating those open worlds, do you think that they were placing those trees one by one out there? Or do you think they just pressed a button and it auto-generated all those trees and then someone went over them to make sure they're correct, the pathing, they're not in like in the middle of the road or something, to make sure that everything looks good? Because I can tell you for a fact that they were doing this 10 years ago. They've been using tools that essentially do the stuff for you for years. AI is just a buzzword, right? They've been doing this for years and no one complained. Sure, art now is becoming really good, and that is one industry that is taking a bashing, the art industry, as well as the voice acting industry as well, because voice actors are getting hit hard as well. But in terms of development, they've been using these tools for generations to make things work better and simpler. Now they can use it go one step further and have, the mundane things dealt with, put into the game, and then have the developers go in and check that work and polish it and fix it and rearrange things that need rearranging, rather than doing all that mundane stuff that will take 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 hours. AI will do that in like 2 minutes, and then you can spend the next 5 hours going through and making sure everything is right or making the changes you feel are needed. You've saved 25, 30 hours there. And that's just on that mundane thing. There are other stuff that it can do as well. It needs to be used as a collaborative tool. And that's how they've been doing it for years. But this isn't something new. It's got a different name now.
game now makes a new game engine, reinvents the entire wheel. Now we have to redo all the animations and stuff. Whereas if you look at a lot of Japanese game development, they don't care about reusing the asset textures of a wall. Every single game, if you play a bunch of like Dark Souls, yeah, they all kind of have the same DNA and they just build new bosses and new fights and new arenas to play through. But every Dark Souls game is kind of built on the same bones. Whereas games like Naughty Dog, especially a lot of PlayStation stuff, it's like, all right, next game, burn everything we've ever done and restart. This is my thing, is that scale down. I would rather have more games that are done in 3 years or 2 years with actual comfortable working conditions, even if the graphics are worse, even if the games are shorter. I miss $50 10-hour experiences. Games that are short.
Boom! I'm going to have to shower after this because I agree with him, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Devastator, I'm blaming you for this. I'm going to have to go up and have a shower after this.
Fun and great to play over and over and
dirty.
over again. I'm not even anti-open world. I'm not even saying there can't be any live service games, but I hate the fact that
I'm anti-open world. I do not like it.
this is like the gold standard now, right? How big, how beautiful, and how dang expensive can a game be? I really liked Spider-Man 2. I thought Spider-Man 2 was great. A lot of people did. A lot of people kind of didn't like it. A lot of people thought that Spider-Man 2 sort of, it went too much trying to be like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man instead of focusing on the great cool combat and stuff that Insomniac is known for. But there were leaks that they spent $300 million making Spider-Man 2. $300 million making Spider-Man 2. Expedition 33 was made in 4 years for $10 million.
Wrong! It was made for 20. 10 million for the game, 10 million for the voice actors, but the publisher paid for the voice actors. This is actually a known fact. You can go and Google it wherever you want. Expedition 33 cost 20 million. Now, don't get me wrong, that is still great for that game, right? 20 million for what that game was is amazing. But it was 20 million, not 10 million. 10 million is a misconception.
30x the budget to make Spider-Man, a game that is objectively shorter. Some of the stuff I just feel like comes down to this weird obsession with these giant immersive worlds, this Hollywood aesthetic almost, right? Bigger budget means you got to destroy the whole world and make it all look brick by brick. I don't know. My off-the-cuff thoughts, my summing up of the situation is that PlayStation is still in this mindset of trying to be like a movie studio that happens to make games, when at this point we know that PlayStation is holding Sony up. They need to figure out a way to release some sort of exclusives, even if they're licensed, even if they're third-party exclusives, something to actually bump up that excitement for, hey, here's why I'm picking up a PlayStation controller.
Do you see what I mean? What did I say earlier when I was talking about the whole, where is it? Because I was talking about this earlier. Did I close the tab? I don't think so, but maybe I did. I guess I did. But do you remember? Oh, here it is. Alex Battaglia. Where I said the excitement isn't there and it seems to have faded. I said it wasn't just an Xbox problem. It's an everyone problem. We're just noticing it more on Xbox because we're Xbox fans. But that excitement level that we had 10 years ago where we were excited for news and stuff like that, that's just not there. Sure, Xbox gets less clicks now because of, the way it is, but that excitement level isn't there anymore. And that's a shame. And that's because, games are just taking too long to come out. Or when they do come out, you have 400 of them coming out on the same day. You can't play them all. And so by the time you finish one or two, you don't have time to go back and play the others because there's a whole new batch coming out. They just don't have any pacing. You get like a whole stretch of no games, and then suddenly it's like a landfill of games drop down in front of you. You're not going to play them all.
These are just some off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you feel about the future of PlayStation? And honestly, how do you feel about crunch? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you could, please give this video.
It's an interesting video. I don't understand why he spoke about the whole marathon stuff at the beginning. I think he just wanted to pad the video out. That was silly. But I think the Naughty Dog stuff, there was a couple of things he was right on, and a couple of things he just was playing wrong. A lot of things he was just playing wrong on. But, people just need to kind of understand that game development is a long process now. And it's because people expect a certain standard. If it doesn't look a certain way or doesn't have a certain graphical fidelity, it's just not going to do well. They want everything 5 stars. And so if you want everything 5 stars, your game's going to suffer in terms of development time. 100% would pit. And the more it goes up in price, the more it's going to price people out of the market. AI is the only way to speed it up, but they've been using AI for a while, but they can really utilize some of the really cool tools that I've seen in AI to actually make things a lot better. And you had the Indie Game Awards disqualify Expedition 33 recently for AI. Do you think GTA isn't using any AI? I guarantee you they are using AI. Do you think any other game isn't going to use AI going forward to try and lower their costs? This is a business. Of course they are. And this is why I said at the time, people just need to get on board with it. It's going to happen because companies like to save money. And releasing a game 2 years earlier than its predicted date means you save 2 years worth of development costs. That's a lot of money you save. It is what it is, man. But folks, I am going to call it there. It's been an awesome stream. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. If my son is available tomorrow, we are going to do a Let's Play collab stream. So hopefully you guys will join for that and we can have a bit of fun and you can see us horrifically failing all over the place with I forgot what it's called now, split fusion or something, split something. But yeah, if I don't, I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and I'll see you guys after Christmas. Thanks so much for everything and yeah, have fun, guys. Peace out. Split Fiction, that's the one. Merry Christmas to everyone. And if I'm around tomorrow, make sure to turn out. We'll be doing... I actually do want to stream tomorrow, so even if you can't, I'm probably going to stream for a couple of hours. We'll be doing some giveaways on Christmas Eve as well. So I was supposed to do some today, but I got carried away and forgot. So apologies for that. But we'll be doing some tomorrow. So see you tomorrow, folks.